Hello, hello! Bl'Artagnan here with Merciless Angel, the Act 3, Chapter 7, Part 2 Lufenia Plus fight. We're fighting safe for Sephiroth. That's pretty badass. Although, fighting him outside of Gongaga Village feels a little bit weird. Like, it's a beautiful, sunny day, perfect weather to fight an Eldritch Abomination, I suppose. Anyway, what do we got going on here? We got a team of Zack, Lillicet, and Freya. No friendly, no synergy, but we're bringing Zack, and that's going to be more than enough here. There's a lot going on in this fight. I know we talked about garbage time in the past, for the past few months, and fights, you know, not really presenting a challenge, not really presenting obstacles that our current tools can't trivialize. This is not one of those fights, and that's pretty fascinating, pretty intriguing, pretty exciting. You'll see he has the frame turns there. He can't be launched, can't be delayed, can't be deleted, and he can be break delayed. But that's going to go away after 80% because he gains a minimum brave floor, meaning he can't be broken. And that's going to be especially interesting because the orb is a crit orb. You have to do +1 on crit, +1 on follow-up attacks that don't occur on your turn. -2 on player action, so it can count down very fast if you're not careful. We got Lillicet for crits, Freya for follow-ups, and we got Zack for damage. I think the thing I like the most about this fight is I can use Zack here, and he feels appropriate to use. I don't feel like I'm just, you know, overpowering the stage through sheer numbers. Because we also got a tight turn count. 40 turns is not a lot for 44 million HP. You gotta really be bringing some good damage. And we're gonna be doing just that with Zack here. We're using the burst phase before the burst effect because I want to maximize the amount of time that his burst effect is going, because this is a pretty dangerous fight. A lot of scary attacks. The boss also warps at the 80 and 50% thresholds, and that's pretty scary. 30% too, if I'm not mistaken. And that's that can be a problem because he does a lot of AoE attacks. He got the cycle, from what we can tell, is he's a brave attack, which is a chance to paralyze you, and he does Shadow Flare, which is just a brave attack. It's a big old one, but it's not a scary one. I guess if he does it during this chain, he can then follow that up with an HP attack, and that can kill you. Then he does Dean, which is an AoE attack that dispels your generic buffs, which is not really a problem unless you're bringing Saz as your crit buffer. He then does Heartless Angels, you can see here, which is just a big old... Well, no, before he does that, he does Pale Horse, which is just a big AoE brave attack. AoE HP attack is what I meant to say. Yeah. Then he does Heartless Angel, and that's kind of the pattern. And, you know, it's stuff you can deal with, but if he's doing those 3 turns in a row, those are all, well, except for Shadow Flare, pretty problematic things to have to deal with. Especially if you're considering that you need to bring a crit buffer, you need to bring follow-up attacks, you need to bring both those things. You have to bring damage to count with to deal with the turn count, and then you have to survive these attacks. That's a lot to manage, and I'm here for it. Especially since it's very difficult to cheese the fight with, like, you know, you can't really use delays outside of Keistis. Can't really, I mean, you could do something like Terror or something, probably, with the right setup. But there are not too many characters who can just straight up cheese the fight. And at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for here. We're looking for team building. We want the fight to say, hey, think about how to overcome these different things with 3 slots and 3 call slots. If one character kind of does it all and can solo it, then it's like, well, what's the point of this fight? This fight, Sephiroth here, not doing that for us. He's a lot to think about. God, using Zack does feel really good again. I haven't used him much since he's got his BT Plus because he just felt like he overwhelmed whatever stage he was against, and you didn't really have to think at all. Here, you do have to think. You have to be mindful of the follow-up attacks. You have to, you know, not be too free with your AA usage, things like that. And since I'm using Freya as my follow-up attack, I only have so many follow-ups I can set up. So I have to make sure my damage is keeping up with that. Oh no, they've blinded Lillicet. Whatever shall we do? I really can't get over the environment in which we're fighting this guy, though. Like, look at that background. It's so, like, pleasant. We got the palm trees, some nice scenic mountains. We got the skies full of puffy clouds. I thought Sephiroth hated cloud. Anyway. So we're more than halfway through the fight here. I think we're in a pretty good place. The main thing we have to worry about is Freya running out of follow-ups, because once that happens, we're gonna run out of orb very quickly. So we're going to go ahead and actually here, not use her LD, we're going to set up to use the summon to refresh the orb. trying to charge Lisette. So yes, the nice thing about Lisette here also is that she has a speed down, which keeps the boss from acting too much. The reason we don't want the boss acting too much is because it keeps cleansing its debuffs. At some point, we're going to have to refresh Lisette's HP, her Linchpin of the Ages debuff, and we'll get there. But one step at a time. For now, we're just going to keep on getting ourselves into a good position to crit, reset the orb, refresh, get into a position to kind of finish the fight. Man, I know this video is a bit late, and this is probably going to be the only one of these I posted. My free time has not been especially free lately, as you could probably guess, what with having to take care of a newborn. And that the free time I do have has been kind of eaten up by echoes of mana. So, damn you, Mino Spellgood, for getting me hooked on that game. So, anyway, we got another Threshold Warp here. Shadow Flare, not doing anything because Zack absorbs all the Brave and gets paralyzed. That is tremendous. That is exactly what we needed, especially since his BT effect wore off. We want to refresh that if we can. So Freya into the sky to keep the orb in check, and we're just going to have to deal with 2 turns of them being able to actually attack us. Something I did forget is that in addition to being a broken BT unit, Zack's also a really good LD unit, and so we're actually kind of safe even without the BT. This is kind of what I was getting at with Zack. It's like, what's the point, But it's okay. Freya thankfully keeping us safe there, because Heartless Angel Plus sets your HP to 1%, give or take mitigation. That's a lot of turns. Jesus, dude. Okay, we're finally ready to do our thing, and our thing in this case is to use the BT effect at 18%. That sweet, sweet finisher. RIP Zack. Cries every time. And with that, we are out of Freya follow-ups, I believe. Oh no, we have one more. We have one more. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're Gucci. Miscounted. Tried doing a few more creative runs that didn't involve, blowing them up with Zack, but like I said, there's a lot going on in this fight. It's asking for a lot, and Echoes of Mana is really fun, and that's been taking up most of my time. So, there we go. Finally making use of the Unicall that I brought to prevent the paralysis from being an issue. So I'm glad that ended up paying off for us somehow. But man, who have you been running in this fight? If you're still here, I'm curious to hear, what do you think of the fight? Who have you brought? How did it work out? You leave a comment down below. Let me know what's been going on with you. Okay, there we go. We're just trying to close things out right now. I think I've run out of steam. Not unlike Sephiroth here. He's at 2%, so he's basically done, but there's not much more to say here. Not a whole lot of big brain thinking now that we've gotten past the summon thing. So take us home, Zack. Chain Slash for the win. And there we have it. Feels good to actually use Zack against this Sephiroth, given how the story went, and Zack being like, oh, you're not going to steal my compass and all that. So it feels like he actually defended himself, and good for you, Zack, sticking up for yourself. Well, with that, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Adios.